So there then, a friendly pat on the backside from referee Zach Clayton, who reminds the boxers that in a non-title contest, 3 knockdowns in any one round automatically ends the fight. So it's the opening bell then. Tartan trunked Ken Buchanan with the snappy left hand gets off first, and he's in a handicap match against Donato Paduano, the welterweight champion of Canada and unbeaten. And Buchanan has to give away 10 pounds. He weighed 9 stone 10 pound. That's a pound over the lightweight limit and his heaviest ever, against Paduano's 10 stone 6 pounds. Now at this weight, 10 pounds is quite a handicap. It may not mean so much at light heavies and heavies. Between lights and welterweights, this is quite a handicap. But certainly, young Kenny here has really got off the mark. He's unloading any pre-fight nerves. And I imagine winning that very widely accepted version of the world title is giving him confidence. It's a long time since I've seen the Scot really come out boxing. I'm not going to say fighting because every punch is perfect. Don't recognize that tartan clan there, just for the fun of it, he's even put his name around his waistband there, so any punches below that have to be below the belt. Now Paduano unbeaten. He's beaten Marcel Sedan Jr., the son of course of the great world middleweight champion. He's beaten Johnny Cook, a former British welterweight champion. He has a good record. It looks to me as though he may not be able to handle the speed of the British champion. I like the way this mobile referee keeps out the picture the whole time now, moving right round the perimeter of the ring. Former basketball player, Zach Clayton. But he's really picking him off there like a statue, Buchanan. He's really making that left hand count. It's quite obvious the Canadian has never been up against a boxer of this caliber who can hit so cleanly. It's amazing how winning a world title can really push a boxer on, really shores up the confidence. They were right on the button, those two. I can just imagine the Scottish viewers almost standing up in their chairs with that one. That's the first burst from the Canadian, just that flurry to the body there. It didn't look as though it was worrying Buchanan, sort of scratching punches, and Paduano's face reddened quite a bit now. So there it is, round 2 of the scheduled 10-round fight. Handicap fight, Buchanan versus Paduano. That's P-A-D-U-A-N-O. And he has a very big fan club at Madison Square Garden. He's appeared here several times. But at the moment, the favorite is well out in front. He's hardly been hit with a worthwhile punch. A little dangerous when Buchanan leans in with the left of the body. Just leaves his chin open a little bit. But I'm sure he knows what he's doing. There was some doubt before the fight whether Buchanan should in fact take on a full welterweight. Paduano has been up to 10 stone 12 in recent fights, but he made him get down to the 10 stone 6 mark. But the speed is absolutely dazzling him. Paduano exceptionally short for a welterweight, 5 feet 5.5. And the last time I saw him, he was representing Canada in the Mexico Olympics of '68, was beaten by an Argentinian. Well, that's a smart way to use the ring. The last British lightweight champion that was at Madison Square Garden was, in fact, Maurice Cullen, who lost his title to Buchanan, but that was the Old Garden on 8th Avenue, and Cullen defeated Mike Cruz, and then they pulled the building down. I hope that wasn't an ominous sign, because a Britisher had won at the Garden. But it certainly looks as though this hot Scot is going to tap his way to victory here, unless he gets a bit reckless. This could well happen. Now Buchanan is turning those straight left hands into left hooks now. That was a cheeky punch, but I think that Paduano got through with a fairish looking punch there. He's dropping the left hand a bit, Buchanan. He's leaning in with the left on occasions. Now the crowds in the bleachers are cheering those blows, but in fact they're just brushing past Buchanan's chin. And the bleachers, by the way, if you'll pardon the idiom, means the gallery fans. So we're coming up then to the end of round 2, and another win on my card anyway for Buchanan, I'm sure also on the referee. Ten-second buzzer gone, and we're ready for round 5, the midway possession. So at the halfway stage, Buchanan literally skating home. Now it's a question of whether he can maintain this pace. He looked just slightly flagging at the end of the 4th round, and probably manager Thomas has told him to stand up there and stop taking it easy at all. He realizes that this fellow is a welterweight and he is the champion of his country. Canadian really inviting Buchanan. Why don't you stand still and swap punches, Medley? But that would be a bit foolish, because that isn't the way that Buchanan boxes, and that's why he's world lightweight champion and British champion. You notice the referee hasn't interfered at all with this. It's good refereeing by Zach Clayton. Paduano is known in the trade as a pressure fighter. He's always advancing the whole time, and unless he's got a stationary object, it would seem he's in trouble. Buchanan just can't listen with a punch when he lets go accurately like that. It's one of the best performances I've seen from Buchanan. And I do remember him as a rather scrawny 17-year-old boxing in Moscow for Scotland in the European Championships. That right hand really sank in, because the water flicked off of Paduano's hair with that. It looks as though Buchanan would dearly love to stop this fellow. Now that would be a performance. To beat him is good enough, but to stop him is quite a performance. But that, I think, is a bit unlikely. Buchanan getting just a bit slack in defence there. The Canadian's getting instructions in Italian from his corner. He speaks 3 languages. I wonder why Buchanan's a little bit of the showboat in him there. I think he's probably better off getting out of that corner. So round 7, scheduled for 10. It seems that the weight handicap, and I'll repeat that for you, Buchanan 9 stone 10 pound, Buchanan 10 stone 6 pound, has made the slightest difference to the British and certainly Park world champion. Well, you can bet, although the British Boxing Board of Control don't recognise Buchanan officially, he certainly is in Edinburgh, and I think at Merthyr Tydfil, where he does all his training, and they have no doubt about his status here in New York. Now Paduano trying to beat Buchanan at his own game there, flicking the left hand out. Time the Canadian tries to get on top and take the play away, so Buchanan really comes back in the picture again to let him know who's boss. Of course, when Buchanan won before against Laguna, which was shown on independent television, he was boxing in almost 100-degree heat, so it suits him here in this air-conditioned, marvellous new Madison Square Garden. Looks to me as though Buchanan will get fights for life in America if he keeps this up. He's already been offered a barnstorming tour of the West Coast, a sort of fight anybody thing, and a throwback to the old bare knuckle days. Now, he looks as though he's hurt though, Buchanan, but he isn't, you know. This is just boxing. This is really Nell Tarleton, Ernie Roderick, and probably Jim Driscoll all rolled in one the way he's giving this performance here. This is what boxing is all about, you know. This is the whole concept of it, the real noble art stuff. It's great to see this. It isn't often that I've been at ringside and seen British fighters making this crowd abroad like this. It really is stirring stuff. That 1-2 punch, the left hand, followed by the right hand shot by Buchanan. He really is impudent with that. Just showing it to him and then letting him go. Now he's just getting a bit reckless now. You see how he's loosening himself up there, Buchanan. He's realising he's just getting a bit stiff and a bit careless, so he's shaking himself together a bit. Coming up then for the end of the round. Paduano missing very nicely there. The forearms are coming in, but it's doing nothing for him. He's trying to push Buchanan off, and nothing's happening. So 10th and last round, and what a great performance by the British champion, Ken Buchanan. Even the American crowd are rising to him, but it was the first punch for Paduano because he knows he's got to do it now. He's well behind. He really needs a miracle to pull him out of this one. When they said the Canadian was a pressure fighter, they weren't kidding. He keeps going, and definitely Buchanan's flagging a bit. He can't afford to get careless now. This will be a catastrophe if he throws it away in the last round. It's screaming in Buchanan's corner to box. I don't want him to get in this two-handed stuff. He's taking those right hands now. Pulling his feet up there when he's trying to dance. He doesn't have so much control of the legs. Still, all he's got to do is keep on his bike for 3 rounds and he's in business. There it is again, you see. He takes the play away from Paduano. That's the way to do it. He just says to the Canadian, take it easy, I'm still in charge. Oh, that one is... And he stood for that uppercut there. This is easily the flashiest I've ever seen Buchanan. I think training in America for a week and then coming over here to fight Laguna in Puerto Rico, he started to get into a few good habits, but also a few bad ones. Now he's definitely tiring on the ropes, and they're getting very anxious in Buchanan's corner. Right into the last minute now. good shot. And it's a grandstand finish by Paduano. What a good last round. Great exhibition of boxing. The crowd willing Paduano on, but they know he just can't do it. But Buchanan now fighting back. This is the way to go home winning. The tiredness definitely caused by giving away 10 pounds. It's a great performance, a lightweight against a full welterweight. The referee dancing around the ring there like Arthur Murray's been giving him lessons. Well, a grandstand finish. The crowd absolutely love this fight as everybody storms into the ring at Madison Square Garden. And Buchanan's father there looking very pleased. The whole of this arena standing up and applauding Ken Buchanan. What a wonderful night for British boxing as Buchanan waves to the audience. But the referee 8-1 and 1 even, and the other judge 8-2. Now that really is very convincing scoring. Well done, Ken Buchanan.